Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stripper, and this morning I would like to have a discussion with you about some Hebrew antics. Anopa. This is Anopa, this is morning. In Hebrew, we say morning, we say Anopa. Anopa means to wake up and immediately make your mouth good. Anopa, make your mouth good. Brush your teeth. It means it's very important to brush your teeth, because if you don't, it's scientific that all the germs that have been hibernating overnight in your belly will hurt you, and God doesn't want that. The Hebrew God doesn't want that for his children. So the first instruction is Anopa, clean your mouth. The second instruction to humanity from the Hebrew God of Tete, of old times, is Iriamre. Iriamre means afternoon, but Iria means sun. Mre means time. Meaning the Hebrew God of old is telling you that at Iriamre, at the sun time, that's when you go and get your son. At Iriamre. And then from Iriamre, after you got your son, in English we'll say we have evening, but in Hebrew we will say we have Enyumre. Enyumre means Enjumre, time for music, because in the evening is the time you get the kids around the fire for story times, for music times, for dancing. The music, the evening is the time you get ready to go to a club. So Enyumre means music time. Music time goes on for a certain amount of hours, and after that we have Anajo. During music time, during Enyumre, you're all loud and all shouting, and then Anajo comes. Anajo means it's late, you need to go to sleep. So Anajo, the Hebrew God of Tete, is saying that you should slow your mouth down. Anu Ejo, the mouth should slow. You should start getting ready, relaxing, getting ready for what? For bed. Anu Ajo. Yeah. After that, then we've got Adie Asa. Adie Asa is the Hebrew language for night. It's late. But in translation, it actually means everything for today has finished. Everything has finished. Why? Because you should be in bed, resting. It's Daye time. It's vision time. And then, come 12 midnight, the Hebrew God of Tete gave us a time, and it's called Adie Ache. Meaning, this is what they call the time after 12 midnight. So 1 minute after 12 midnight is Adie Ache. It means something has been caught. Che means to catch. Adie means something. Yeah? So something has been caught. You hold on to what you've caught, which is life. You've caught life for the next day until Anopa, and you make your mouth good with what you caught. People of this world, I'm going to explain to you what the Hebrew God of Tete wants you to know. I'm going to explain to you the difference between knowledge and NYANSA. NYANSA is the Hebrew word for intelligence and innovative, someone who's just amazing. He's got NYANSA. In England, someone who's amazing, who does all these things, is got knowledge. Now Ghanaians, forgetting their past intentionally, not by themselves, but the pressures of the world's greed, and trying to wipe away the Hebrew history so they can give it to the wrong people, forgot themselves for a bit. But the Akans believe in soul washers, and soul washers are people who are able to touch things and get messages, who are able to touch people and get a feeling, who are able to just see things either in the past, in the future, but they can only do this in the soul world. It's called Akra Mukumfu, meaning people who fight within the soul world. These people, in translation, the word I just said, Akra Mukumfu, means the person is a soul washer. These people don't tell lies. These people tell exactly what they see. These people speak because their hearts are clean and they're really close to God. So God speaks to them. Because God works in the spiritual world, if you really want to communicate, because each and every single one of us has a communication line to God. The only reason why we go to church to pray and we go to see these fame chasers is because we're not ourselves connected enough. But it doesn't make them connected. You see, you can either connect to good or bad. And most of these preachers are connected to bad. They lie. They don't tell the truth. They say they worship God, but God never sends them any new messages. They say they worship God, but they never get any NYANSA. But get this, I'm going to show you, that all your preachers have knowledge. They don't have NYANSA. Because NYANSA, is the hand of God, the hand of inspiration. It means nya and sa, to get a hand, to receive a hand. What's that got to do with knowledge? It's telling you that where you got this information from was from a supernatural root, from a supernatural hand, from the hand of Nyaminsa. Get my hands. I've only got a minute something left, so what I'm going to do, when this finished, I'm going to record part 2. I'll probably record as many as possible. Today's a good day. We're building something. We're building life. We're building life. There's a lot prohibiting us from building life. But there's also a lot pushing us into building life, because the God we worship is a life builder. Today I'm going to explain a few things to you that come from knowledge, and I'm going to explain a lot of things to you that come from NYANSA. I'm going to distinguish the difference between the two. You see, you can have knowledge, it doesn't mean you have NYANSA. But you can have NYANSA, that automatically means you are the maker of knowledge. Because when you know something that nobody else knows, that's knowledge. But when you know something that knowledge doesn't know, until you put it on paper, or until you make it heard, it's NYANSA. Okay. Part 2. Let's explain what knowledge is. Let's do what the Hebrew God of old taught Hebrews to do. you break the word down. There are two words, and both words have a meaning of their own. The two words are know and ledge. So let's explain the word know. The word know means to know something. So right now, get this. I know it's a sunny day. The sun's behind us, by the way, sorry. It's too bright, that's why we've got it this way, so the camera can pick it up. The knowledge is everyone knows the sun is out. Everyone that's within this atmosphere knows the sun's out. The knowledge is the trees are green. The knowledge is it's windy. What you know. Yeah? But that's know. So what's the ledge? What's the ledge? The ledge is something that you know that at the moment nobody else knows. But get this, when I say nobody else, I mean in your friendship circle. Because you, okay, get this, yeah? To get knowledge, you have to go to the library, school, education, whatever. It has to be something that is written. That's why they say knowledge is power. That's power over there, that's knowledge. Everything that's in there, if I didn't know and I read it, it becomes it is knowledge because it's been written down. Now what is NYANSA? Nya and sa o nya me. He or she got me. Nyame o nyame. He or she got me. So let's explain nya and sa NYANSA. In Hebrew, a country, nya. The word nya means to get, or you've already got something, or you have received or about to receive. Nya. Me, as always, means me. Yeah, it's spelled M-E, just like in English, M-E. So there are two words in this one word. Yeah, nya. Me, which is God. Yeah, but it means get me, receive me, got me. But get this, let's go back to nya and sa. There are three words in there. Nya, get, got, receive. That's what it means. N means a, as in a boy. Yeah. Now, sa, yeah, means three things. If someone says sa, it means dance. If someone says and sa, it means hand. If someone says ensa, same word. It means palm wine, not apeteshi. That's different. That's ungodly. It's palm wine. That's natural. It's actually good for your insides. Okay. So nya ensa. What does that mean? It means to get a hand. It also means to get my hands. Yeah. One. Get my dance, two, and get my wine. You see where the idea of the Holy Communion comes from. NYANSA, to get the holy wine, the natural wine, produced by the earthly powers, the sun, the air, earth. Yeah, you see that tree over there, yeah? That's what palm wine tree is. It comes from palm nuts, yeah? And that's what it looks like roughly. That's not it, but that's what it looks like roughly. Yeah, I'm talking about that tree over there. Hold on. Let me see here, that tree over there. That's what a palm tree looks like, but only shorter, and it's got a lot more of those branches you see there. Let me see. Yeah, on top. You cut it, and you let the you put a little heat to intensify the Anyway, I'll explain that to you later. So to have NYANSA means you have three things. One, you have his hands. Whose hands? He says nyaminsa, get my hands. Whose hands are nyaminsa? God's hands. So I'm telling you, NYANSA, yeah, is different from knowledge. Knowledge, everyone has knowledge. Even the dumbest person, yeah, has knowledge. Yeah. Let me tell you, 99.9% of your preachers have knowledge. The thing shook, everything shaking when I said that. 99.9% of your preachers have knowledge. The Catholic Church, yeah, all the priests, they have knowledge. They took things that they couldn't understand and they've held on to them. And they're starving the world, yeah, of inspired NYANSA that was then made into knowledge so mankind can look at. For example, a soul washer's disc. What's a disc? A disc is something that contains information. When you look on a soul washer's disc, yeah, if you know how to read in the soul world, you will notice that every disc represents the flat surface of the earth. It depends. Some of them will be divided into the four corners of the earth, and it will always tell you where the prediction is coming from. Yeah, you will see which corner of the earth there's problems in. When you have 3 birds on each corner plate of the earth, all 4, it means, yeah, that all 4 corners of the world are a what? Peace. When some of the birds are missing, it means where the birds are missing, there's problems there. Na na na, oh yeah. Unjumani na harabasu. Over here. Uncle Prince, bruh. Hey, bruh. Those you in the middle of the field. Kylo. Bruh, Kylo.
What's that video?
Hey, Kylo. Hello, that's my Uncle Prince. Yeah, the accountant. Big boss. Wow, Bonji. Okay, time to go. They're going to do some work here. I think we're about finished anyway. Yeah, but take in the view. This is my view when it's all done. Okay. Oops. Sorry. This is an Ashanti warrior, and he is going to explain and show you how the Ashanti war tactic works.
My name is Maxwell.
Maxwell, thank you for this presentation today. Would you show us how your great ancestors defeated the British? I will explain what you're doing as you're doing it. Hold on, let me focus on your board. So, this is how the Ashantis will show, hold on, the army. Oh, that bit is a bit blackish, but I'm sure you can see it. Yeah. Okay. Let's just imagine this will be the war board where the generals will gather to listen to the main general. So General Maxwell is going to draw it as it should be, and I'm going to explain it to you as he's drawing it. So the Ashanti war tactics begins with the following. You have to put your enemy into a box formation or into a pack formation. So this is the British flag he's about to draw. So get this, yeah? The Ashanti war tactic involves you squaring off your enemies. We're not squaring it off because the board is already squared. So imagine this as the British flag. So that's the first line he puts into it. That's the second line he puts into it. That's the third line he puts into it. Familiar? That's the fourth divisive line he puts into it. Now, the aim is called divide and conquer. So this is your army, and this is what the Ashantis will do. They will look at the formation of your army and pinpoint the weaknesses. Those are your weaknesses, and these are where they're going to hit you, divide you, and because you are now a smaller, because you're smaller now, it's easier to defeat you. In other words, divide and conquer. Okay, so Maxwell, let's show them how to play. I've forgotten, so you're going to show me. So, okay, so which one am I? I'm the big one. Okay, so we're going to play. Remember, we haven't actually had a game yet. I've gone straight onto it because Maxwell was doing something when I called him. He's a busy general. Yeah? So, we're going to have a quick game. He's explained it to me quickly, and I kind of remember from when I was a kid. So, we're going to show you how the Ashanti war tactics work. How the Ashantis defeated, all their enemies by one trick. Divide and conquer. Always. It don't matter how small the Ashanti party is, they only got one aim. They want to make you think that there's a lot more of them than you think there are. That's why they will divide themselves into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. Some of the groups, if you look at the British flag, this line is larger. And this line is larger. That's because the Ashantis knew that you have to hit people at the right spot with the might of your army. But these lines on the British flag are smaller. The reason why they're smaller, because they're the confusion tactics. Why? You're getting hit from 8 sides. You haven't got time to work out which side you're being hit from the most. You haven't got time to work out which side you're being attacked from the most. All you've got time to work out is how to fucking run. And how are you going to run? Some of you will go in that direction. Some of you will go in that direction. Some of you go in that direction. So, if you can imagine if there was 100, let's say this whole thing represents 100%, 50%. They then further divide the 50% into 25% quarters. And then they further, by using these cross sections, to divide the 25 into further smaller sections. If you look at the British flag, you will notice that one section will be bigger. So if it's a 25%, one is about what? Let's say 15%, and the other one is 10%. But they will keep dividing the enemy into smaller numbers, because it's easier to defeat the enemy when the enemy is in a smaller number. So, I hope you got that. Okay, we've got time. Okay, Maxwell. Captain Maxwell, please teach us how to defeat the British. So, you're going there. So, he's taken the middle route. The aim is to get 3 of your pieces like that. That's the aim. So he's taking the middle route. I'm challenging him starting from here. Okay. So now he's got that. So let's say, will take here. I've won. Do you know why? Because I've got 3 in a row. We did that intentionally so you can see it. Why have I won? I've got control of that line. He's only got this box. He's cornered. Because I've got control of that line. I've got control. So this piece of his, look, is dead. That piece of his technically is dead because I've got it. Do you see what I mean? That's the Ashanti war plan. Let's go again. Okay, we still got time. Okay. So this time, Maxwell, yeah, Captain Maxwell, let's go for it proper. Okay. That's you. Okay, this is me. Okay. You have to think. He's got 2 already, yeah? So you have to block it. Okay, look. He's got 2 going that way. He's trying to trick me because to block it, I'll have to go there. Yeah? It's a draw, right? Right now. It's a draw because he can't beat me and I haven't beaten him. So we carry on. Because it's a war, remember? Oh, check on it. Oh, can't I buy the other thing? So, basically what Maxwell is doing here, he's making sure, because normally, get this, on the field, yeah, the general will literally get on his feet on the floor, yeah, after looking at the enemy and seeing the enemy's formation, will then get on the floor, draw a box as he's doing now, yeah, and yeah, draw a box as he's doing now. He wanted to draw the box so you can clearly see it, because before I was using the span of the board to show you this, but it's a good idea if you can actually see it. Yeah, so there's the box going all the way around, as you can see, and now he's putting the incisions inside. Yeah, so there's one more left, yeah, to make up a full what? BRIANTI. Yeah, Ashanti flag, BRIANTI. Remember I told you about BRIANTI, yeah? That's Britain. BRIANTI is Britain, yeah? It's the same spelling, yeah? And Ashanti is the same spelling. It's the same code, yeah? In T993, yeah? So don't be surprised if I can explain something that even the British cannot explain. Because it's mine to explain. The greatest, yeah? The greatest generals ever. So, Captain Maxwell. Okay, so get this. He's finished, as you can see. Different bottles, yeah. So, Maxwell is red, yeah? I'm blue, yeah? I'm representing Franklin. Yes, representing Franklin. Maxwell is representing my other kid, Reds. Yeah, his name is Jaden. So, let's go, Jay. Okay. So, we're ready. Second battle. This is World War III. Let's go. So I've blocked him from going there. And he's blocked me from moving that one because he will come there. So now I need to think. I'll do this. So get this, he's fucked. He's fucked, I've won. See? Look. Okay. So, well, and then and we start again. Yeah? Did you catch that? Did you catch that, Franklin? Ah, cool. Come on, Brianti.
No.
Okay. Franklin. We'll start here. We'll go there. Go ahead. Go there. Don't worry, I'm not worried about that one. Hey! You catching that? This is how the Ashantis defeated all their enemies, from Byzantine times, to before the Bible was written, divide and conquer. This is it. Booyah! You see that? Yeah? Okay, incredible. Yeah? You catching that? British people? Yeah. No. Yeah? You get this? This, is the Ashanti war blueprint. It works in every war. It even works, when you just want to bring, you see in Britain, you see the flag. Do you know what it represents? It represents divide the people, because get this, they took the ideology, of the Ashanti war tactics, and they realized that if you keep the people divided, if you keep them divided, then what would happen is what? You can always control, even if it's not about conquering, because conquering is during war, but when you're using it against your own people, it becomes about control. So divide them, so you can what? Rule them, conquer them. Hence why it's divided, blue, little print. But if the Ashantis were using it, they will be defeating you. But if you're using it in your own country, it means you are what? Taking your people for a dickhead. Anyway, let's carry on. Confusion.
Oh, okay.